Okay, everyone. I'm here today to go over this week in WWE with everyone. So, I want to talk about Raw, Smackdown, but I first want to talk about Money in the Bank. So, we're going to start there. So, let's start with the main event. So, Cody Rhodes, after returning at Saturday Night Main Event, and his tag team partner, World Heavyweight Champion Jey Uso, defeated Logan Paul and WWE Champion John Cena. Cody got the pinfall over Cena after R-Truth returned after being released. Then we have new Money in the Bank briefcase holders for the year. Naomi, women's, and Seth Rollins, men's. So something to note here about the men's match is Jacob Fatu did cost Solo Sikoa the Money in the Bank ladder match. And we will talk more about that here in a few because it escalated on Smackdown, and I'm going to get into that. We're just going to talk about the results of Money in the Bank before we go into ideas and stuff. I'll talk about all the results here first. So, Becky Lynch got her win over Lyra finally and won that Intercontinental Championship. Then we had Dominic Mysterio defeat Octagon Jr. for the Intercontinental Championship. So that's Money in the Bank. Now let's get to Monday Night Raw. Now guys, this is in no specific order. This is just, I'm going to go over the week and then we'll talk about some ideas I could see coming. So R-Truth made a promo saying he's done with R-Truth. He's now Ron Killings. CM Punk challenged John Cena. They're going to have a match at Night of Champions for the title in Saudi Arabia. Now, Punk has some history on social media saying stuff there, so I think this is interesting because John Cena hinted at it during their promo saying, if you want this title, you're going to have to follow me to Night of Champions. Roxanne Perez picks up the win and advances in the Queen of the Ring tournaments. They had a segment with the Judgment Day where all of them was congratulating Roxanne Perez, and Liv Morgan did not seem too happy about that. Bayley returned and attacked Becky Lynch, the new Intercontinental Champion, after Becky demanded an apology from Lyra. Sami Zayn advances in the King of the Ring tournament. We got to see. We saw Nikki Bella's return. Her and Liv Morgan had a segment. Nikki told Liv Roxanne Perez has stole her title shot and her man. So, we'll see if that plays in the coming weeks. Alright, now we're going to go over to SmackDown here. So, WWE Champion John Cena had two segments in this SmackDown. Both ended with him getting attacked by what we now know as Ron Killings. So, the first segment started off with him, Cody Rhodes, Randy Orton, and LA Knight. All three, Cody, Randy, and LA Knight, all gunning for Cena's title to stop the last world champion before he retires with the title. The second segment was him and Punk after he got mad because at the end of the first segment, Ron Killings attacked him. Well, the second segment ended no different. Punk told him to let fans enjoy his farewell tour and go back to the way he used to be. During this second segment, we got to see Randy Orton and Cody Rhodes both advance in the King of the Ring. So, they might get their title shots at John Cena. Remember, the King of the Ring and the Queen of the Ring, the winners get title shots at SummerSlam. And we will see who wins that coming up here at Night of Champions. Jacob Fatu cut his promo on Solo Sikoa, saying how Solo said he was nothing without him, so he had to put him in his place at Money in the Bank, and costed him the match. Jade Cargill and Alexa Bliss advanced in the Queen of the Ring tournaments. The Wyatt Six cut their promo on the tag division and won their match. And then we got to see a promo segment between Tiffany Stratton and Naomi. That ended with Naomi telling Tiffany she's not stupid, she'll cash in as she pleases, and Nia Jax attacking Tiffany. Alright, so them are the results for this week. Now let's talk about some possible ideas and outcomes of where we could be heading in the next weeks to come. So let's talk about the King and Queen of the Ring first. So there's a lot of different stories that could play into these currently being evolved in both shows, Raw and SmackDown. Now, I like it when WWE shocks me. And I don't like it being to where I can predict everything. And I'm wrong. I will say, though, in my eyes, out of the Queen of the Ring, it looks like the most logical winner is Jade. She had that history with Naomi, picked up the win over her back at WrestleMania. Naomi now holds the Money in the Bank briefcase. Ever since getting Jade, they've pushed Jade. So now, we put the title on Jade at SummerSlam. Naomi cashes in on Jade. We spark their rivalry back up. It's a very good possibility with that. Now, Alexa Bliss was an over star at one point. They put her over a lot. I don't think there's a lot of fans that would be hateful of an Alexa Bliss title run here. I just think Jade makes the most sense right now. Or a Roxanne Perez title run even. I just think in my head Jade would make the most sense out of these ladies we've talked about so far. Now let's hop over to the King of the Ring. I think there's a lot of options in here. I don't see Randy Orton facing John Cena again. They advertised their match at Backlash as the last time. Cody Rhodes is a good option. You know, we could get Cody Rhodes defeats John Cena at SummerSlam. John Cena goes babyface again. The heel runs over. He loses the title that CM Punk says is corrupting him. He loses it, drops the belt to Cody. Cody gets his title back. Cena finishes his farewell tour as the good guy we all knew. Hopefully, if they do go this route, Cena will get a bigger pop, crowd reaction, than he has prior to becoming a heel. It can be like an apology. You know, hey, I was wrong, I did this, yada yada yada. I want you guys to support me again type thing. So I think Cody would make sense for this. I could also see them pulling the trigger here on Sammy. They're going out of the United States. Where they're going, he's more over. He's more popular. So I could see them doing that. They might do like a Daniel Bryan type storyline with him. There's a possibility of that I could see. I don't see Randy Orton winning this. I don't see a story here for him. So, regarding King and Queen of the Ring, that's where my thoughts lie. Outside of that, I don't see Cena dropping the belt to Punk at Night of Champions particularly. I think that he's going to drop that belt before he retires, but I don't see it happening to Punk. I also do not see Seth Rollins cashing in as of right now at Night of Champions. Maybe he comes out and acts like he's going to, or shows off his briefcase, intimidation factors, but I don't see him pulling the trigger and cashing in the briefcase right there at Night of Champions. Can't see that happening. From the way it's looking, I say if Cody wins King of the Ring, he might lose that belt at SummerSlam to Cody. Cody might get his payback because, as we know, he made Cody choose at WrestleMania, and Cody might not think twice this time. So I think we might be looking at that. Guys, as of right now, that is all I have for you. I'm going to start doing some more of these week by week, hopefully. I'd like to do some pay-per-view reviews of past pay-per-views, maybe some other wrestling brands such as AEW and TNA. We can talk about them eventually on this. But I'd like to get creative with this. Big wrestling fan. Thank you to anyone listening to this, and hope you enjoyed.